When you're on a mountain and there's fire and you're climbing up a hill with a hose pack, or you have a tool or a chainsaw, sometimes you get those moments like, what the heck am I doing?
I was infantry in the Marine Corps, and being on a hand crew now, the work environment is very similar. It's kind of just like being back in my old platoon, but this time instead of training to fight bad guys, we're fighting fire.
Being able to look back on something that you did and be like, yeah, I did that. I conquered that mountain. I cut down this tree. I dug this line. And
to watch wildland firefighters, drive up to a forest fire, the guys are animals. You learn skills and abilities to go fight a force of nature that really is not supposed to be contained.
I love being out here, so just protecting this.
Fire was here long before we were, and we're trying to contend with that now as a civilization that is a part of the wildland ecosystem. Lightning fires occur up and down the state all summer long. And if you think about when that happened before we were here, it's like, well, who was there to put them out? Fires burn freely all summer long. And when I explained to the students in class about that whole dynamic of it, it's like, you don't clean your room up for a week, what's it look like? There's a ton of stuff that's there. But if you pick up just a little bit each day, it's not gonna be a big accumulation of things to deal with. That's where we're at now with our wildland ecosystem, is that we've held fire back for so long that the accumulation of fuels just keep piling up, piling up, piling up. And now we're at the point where when we do have fires, it's a big catastrophe.
It's not just this year that this just happened, right? It's accumulation of several years, even decades. Now we're having to fight fire more aggressively because now there's structures and personnel up here, right, in danger. And so when we try to accomplish that, we need as much personnel as we can in the fire service.
That's the challenge that we have now. And so with the program that we teach, we want to provide this knowledge base as a whole, not just putting fires out, which is absolutely something that needs to happen, and we train wildland firefighters, but we also want to give them perspective of what fire historically was on the landscape and how we need to adapt, to avoid what we're having now.
California just has a huge issue with dead and down fuel, and now the fires are just so intense that they're too hard to control. So I want to be a part of a bigger picture of helping figure out a solution and stop these fires from destroying so much land.
Our purpose is to provide the industry with well-adjusted wildland fire candidates. That's our goal. We want our students to be able to seamlessly go into the industry and be productive and be helpful, to be able to hit the ground running, to provide the industry of wildland fire candidates and the people they desperately need.
What I like about this program is it's real hands-on. I'm a hands-on learner. You can be in the classroom learning PowerPoints, but for this type of work, you need to be out on the field doing it, doing different scenarios. You gotta learn how to break down a chainsaw, cleaning chainsaws, tool maintenance, communication on the radios, how to bring in a helicopter, how to know where you're at on a fire, how to navigate.
Also doing the PT, that's pretty important. We'll do a lot of running or hiking, just things to kind of build up either your legs or your cardio, because every day out here is leg day.
It's not a soft program like a lot of the programs that are probably out there. Everything but the fire's there.
I think it's important to make the training as realistic as possible, that provided a feeling inside you like you thought it was real, because that's where things start to stick.
so we were doing a simple line dig, 10-foot saw cut, 5 feet on each side. And we also had a spot fire scenario, which is something that could be pretty common, especially in areas of high winds, very dense, dead fuels.
While they're cutting over here, we're going to start working our way up this way and try to catch it at the top, okay? Copy. Kind of work at wherever you need to. We're getting this done quick, guys.
What'd you guys have down there?
So we came down the line, we caught it from the heel, started to flank it on the right side, just kind of worked our way up, and we kind of just got around it, did what we had to do.
It seemed like your initial push was to go to the heel, right? So what was your thought on that?
Well, as soon as we got down here, I noticed that some wind had picked up in the area and it was pushing up this ridge here, and I just wanted to make sure that we wouldn't get any of our guys caught off guard.
Sounds good. So in terms of a spot fire, we got it lined, it's all secured. What's the last step we got to do to make sure we're communicating that?
Just to go on, check it, do any fire mitigation. We got to leave a little note letting them know, area, crew, things like that, just in case any more fire activity might pick up.
Sounds good, man. Good job.
Knowing that we're going to come up here and do an overnight trip, long hours of work, carrying a heavy pack, doing a lot of hard labor, and still being able to kind of bring it back into like a learning environment. That's kind of what's expected for the students.
You know, we have the gear and equipment to make sure it's real. We have the vehicles and the opportunities up here at these awesome training locations to make sure that it's real. And the expectation of them is that they're going to perform like crew members do.
Trying to give them a taste of how it's going to be, as realistic as it is. So as long as they get an idea of what it is to be out there.
We make our trainings really difficult, so when we're in the real thing, we're just reacting. He'll throw everything at you, everything, and you get in those moments where you're scrambling. He does that for you so you're ready when that moment comes.
We intentionally make things difficult, but we're not dreaming up all kinds of scenarios. We're just doing the reality of the job. The job is difficult. It is grueling, it's gritty, it requires a ton of endurance, it requires fortitude and mental toughness.
In terms of actual like physical labor and stuff like that, if anything, I'd say it's over preparing you for what's coming.
Hiking mountains, practically moving them, digging, cutting down huge trees. It's like, this unlocks something within you that you understand. I might be small in like this huge world, these giant forests that we work in, but you're making a difference.
And that's the whole purpose of this. We're a preparedness program. We want people to be prepared about where they're going and what they're getting into. And students will tell me, hey, I think I picked the wrong thing here. I don't know if this is for me. And I'll say, it absolutely is for you. If this is something you want to do, this is totally for you. You just have to put the work in and then you'll see. And it's pretty cool to watch.